So 1 week report from my last video. So the last ones I had went hill walking. I did that. Managed to do a full 40-hour fast. Fasting for 40 hours was it wasn't as much of a challenge as I thought it was going to be. I think just because I had fully motivated and prepared myself for it. So that worked out quite good. Tried to do another couple of fasts throughout the week as well. Did another 20-hour and well, I did, what was it, maybe an 18 and then a 20-hour fast as well throughout the week. So managed to get a good 2.5 short fasts, we'd call them, this week, which I can't say I can see the benefits from it, but certainly just in the controlling of not eating total crap all the time, not doing that peanut butter sandwich snack at 9 o'clock at night kind of stuff is where fasting for me has its greatest benefits. So that's been quite good, just the cutting out of nibbling everywhere all the time, and also saved me some money not buying my lunches as well, which is quite good. Put that money straight to cryptocurrency, woohoo, making millions, and lost all. Also sports wise, so again forced myself to do some more exercise but it's funny just what, I tried to do swimming, so booked myself in for a swimming class, just like a swimming lesson. The rules around swimming in coronavirus times is all a bit strange, so booked lane swimming for an hour. Haven't done swimming for a long time, so it was a bit of a learning experience of the whole getting changed and lane etiquette and just how unfit I was for swimming, and just having to remember how to like do exercise and control your breathing, all that stuff. So yeah, that was quite fun. There was a fun little kind of learning experience with that, but at the same time, the whole time I was there, I was going, I don't like this. And then I smacked my big toe off the lane barriers. The lane barrier was hard plastic rings, and while I was doing the breaststroke, I smacked my big toe off it, and I was like, oh, that's sore. I thought, oh, ow, that'll be a bruise. And then about another 2 laps later on, I do the big push off from the wall and I smack it again. I was like, oh, and I smacked it so hard that I kind of went under the water. I was like, so this is what drowning feels like. Because there was so much pain, I just kind of wanted to crawl up under the water going, oh, that hurts. And this slight embarrassment of being in that much pain while there's like old grannies casually swimming around you, like, and you're just at the bottom of the pool kind of going, oh, that was a tough one. So that was annoying. Then I smacked my toe off the bottom of the shallow end, and then when I was leaving, my toe got caught on the door of the changing room and stubbed it again. So one big toe, my right big toe, is not a fan of swimming. that he ruined, or swimming doesn't like that. And also just the whole kind of, once you get out swimming, what I did like, I think it's a 25 metres pool, is at the end, I was the last person there, stayed until the end, I managed to do the full length underwater. That was my goal the whole time I was there. So I worked on my breathing and a strong push off at the end, and I managed to get all the way from one end to the other, completely underwater, holding my breath. So I was like, cool, good lung capacity still going on. So that was yeah, and then getting out, just the whole kind of getting out, and after swimming you're wet, so you have a shower, and then you start to get dried, but then what you don't realise is that because you've been actually exercise swimming, you're sweaty or you're hot, so while you're drying yourself, the water that you had on you comes off you, but you start sweating underneath. So I was just there in the change room for a good 20 minutes going, I still can't even pull my socks up, pull my pants up, because I was just so sticky. So I was just like, right, I think I need to learn to do the swimming intensely in the middle, and then really back it off for like the last 10 minutes to kind of cool down before doing, yes, got my last lap, woohoo, now get changed, when you're actually then just starting to get sweaty. So yeah, and having more time in the changing room to just cool down is something which I've had to learn to do. So that was an interesting experience. And then what I found quite interesting after that was the morning after, because I did this from, what was it, 7 till 8 o'clock at night, getting home about 9. It's great, didn't have to deal with putting the kids to bed, so that was a win. When I got home, went to bed, fell asleep, the next morning was a really interesting level of exhaustion. So it was a full hour of swimming for me. That was a lot, lots of laps of the pool, making sure I got my money's worth out of it. And then the next morning, it was really weird. I woke up in bed, just completely exhausted, but none of my muscles were sore, which was, and it was a very pleasing level of just lying in bed, super comfortably exhausted. I could barely move, but no muscles were sore, no joints were sore, nothing was, apart from my big toe, but I was just lying in bed going, oh, I'm so exhausted. This feels really nice. So that was an interesting new experience. But certainly one thing, while I was there, I was still having lots of kind of negative thoughts while I was there. So I was irritated by how A, unfit I was, B, how much easier everyone else in the pool made it seem. Everyone else was just going lap after lap after lap after lap. Meanwhile, I was going one lap, another lap, and then another lap, and then like, okay, I need to get out and give myself 5 minutes of rest before I try and do another one. Maybe I was just trying to go too fast, too hard, or something. I don't know, but it just seemed like all the old ladies and all the other people that were in the pool were just easily going left to right, fast, and with what looked like no effort, we're still going as fast as me, even though I was doing massive pushes off from the edge of the pool. And I was just like, oh man, one, I suck at this, and 2, they're all better than me, and 3, I'm all sweaty, and 4, I'm out of breath, and 5, I was 5, I was still kind of in my head going, I don't like this. So it's something I'm going to try again. So just because I didn't have a great go the first time, the after effect was quite nice, but there still wasn't that kind of endorphin rush, that dopamine pump that you get of like, oh, I feel great after that. When I came home from that, I'm like, I just feel sweaty. Okay, just trying to remember the 3 other things I want to talk about. 1 is a thanks for the advice of other people saying that this is crap. 2, blue balls, and 3, past painkillers. Okay, there's 3 other things I've got things to talk about. The first one is a thanks to the people that left comments on my last video. A few of you mentioned that being ex-athletes yourselves, or you've heard of stories of ex-athletes being kind of the most difficult people to train or retrain or motivate. And I was like, ooh, that does sound a bit like myself. Maybe I have a thing. Maybe I have a ex-athlete syndrome. So I did a bit of Googling on that. There is a lot of talk about ex-sports people, both professional, elite and amateur, having serious, not anxiety, but mental health issues after injury, after there being retirement of their sport. So I was like, oh, there's a thing, but there's no name for it. I couldn't find any, there's not like a tag that you can go for it. It's like, oh, I have ex-athlete syndrome. You know, that sounds good. There is ex-athlete heart, where you have an enlarged heart and bradycardia, where your heart is slower than normal, which obviously mine definitely is. I've got about 45 to 50 beats a minute, and they say if it's below 60, you have bradycardia, which is an enlarged heart that athletes have. And I was like, cool, I've got that. So there's enlarged ex-athlete heart syndrome, but no ex-athlete mental health phrase that I could use. You know, so oh, what's up with you? Oh, I'm just a bit down. What's wrong? Why? Oh, because I can't quite run as much. So that's a bit of a useless thing to complain about. Yeah, but I'd like there to be a phrase. If you know of a phrase, if there is an actual term, I couldn't find it. So those of you that mentioned that, good to know. thanks for that. I'll keep that in mind. If not, I'll write a scientific journal on it. But yeah, some of the stories about people like ice skaters and football players and all that stuff after sports, it's pretty tough stuff for a lot of them. You know, after they've been injured. So that was the first one. The next one was blue balls, which my wife is trying to get me to do. I'll explain that in a second. Another one. Oh, so the other thing is, while I was out for my walk I'm doing, hopefully, if I survive this, is 14 kilometers. This will be my longest walk. I've got my drone in my back. I've got my water and food and stuff. I'm not doing this fasted, that's for sure. And these walks are good for me to just think, just be by myself and not even clear my head, let my head just go through all the rambling things that are in my head. And I've got my phone with me so I can do research while I'm up here. And one of the research I did was like, hold on, were any of the medications I was taking for my back pain, could they have had any effect on me? Even though once I had my surgery, didn't need any painkillers, didn't need any nerve muscle relaxants or nerve suppressants. There was one medication that I was having called pregabalin, however you want to pronounce it. And that was a medication which was originally made for people with anxiety. But they found it was a nerve suppressant and it helped with people with back pain, so that's why I got prescribed that. However, on the side effects, as with all these things, there's a lot of side effects. But I suspect most of the side effects were meant to be while you were taking them. I looked up the side effects for codeine, for tramadol, for diazepam and all that stuff, and they were like, you know, dry mouth, constipation, diarrhea, all that kind of stuff. But pregabalin or pregabalin, two that really shot out to me was increased appetite and disordered thinking and what was it? Increased appetite, disordered thinking, and I think it was just disordered thinking. Hold on, I'll need to Google it again. Damn it, I'm so far away from anywhere, I've got no Wi-Fi, so I can't even Google it. But yeah, there was definitely disordered thinking, negative thoughts, possibly depression, and increased appetite. So I was like, oh, they all fit the bill, but I haven't been taking pregabalin for a long time. But I just wonder if taking that for the 5-6 months that I was taking it for built up a level of medication in my head that once I'd not been taking it for 6-7 months, there was a drop in whatever medication that was, leading to the increase in appetite afterwards and the increase in these repetitive negative thoughts or down thoughts that I'm having. So yeah, maybe medications which really affect your mental stuff, they're the worst, I would say. Always got to avoid them, I think. So yeah, possible thought of why I'm in a bit of a downer is possibly lasting effects of chronic medication that was not necessarily the best for brain stuff. Ooh, hello sun hitting my face. And the last one was my wife sent me an advert for a thing called blue balls, and it's about guys that like to go swimming in cold water. I'm like, cool, yeah, I do that, I'm one of them. And they're like, yeah, it's a mental health group for guys to go out and go swimming in the cold water together. I was like, what? it's like what does that mean? Does that mean a whole bunch of people that don't know each other are meant to go into freezing cold water and talk about mental health issues? It's like, I don't have a mental health issue, I've just got some disordered thinking. Yeah, that might be mental health, but it's not an issue, it's just a thing that I'm going through. I just need to work out myself. And the thought of talking to other people I don't know about something which I don't have an issue about, as in, you know, I'm not like, oh my, you know, I don't have any reason to be down, you know, my back's great, my life's great, job's great, kids are great, everything's great, but I'm just a bit down. It's definitely just some sort of chemical imbalance in my head, rather than the I've got nothing to be down for. So that's what I say. What I've got is disordered thinking, rather than anything, because everything is good, everything is great. My back's great. I'm not in pain. Yeah, cool. I'm just not as fit or as sporty as I was before, but that's no reason to be just down in the dumps for no apparent reason. And so yeah, that's what it is. Everything's great, but I'm down. So clearly that's disordered thinking. That's not a mental health issue. That's just a abnormality that needs to either work its way out, clear itself through the system. And it's not even like it's not even just a mental thing of like, oh, you're down, you're depressed. Be depressed if your pet dog died or something. You're meant to be depressed. But this is, I'm down. I'm not even saying I'm depressed. I'm just a bit down. I'm just not my usual perky, motivated self. And there's no apparent reason for it. There's nothing to really talk through about it. It's probably just a thing that needs to go through me. It's my, male menopause. I don't need to go meet a whole bunch of random people that are all having mental health crises. No, that's not my thing. And just the thought of, like, I'm not a team player. So a lot of people are like, oh yeah, sports, oh rugby, stuff like that. People that are big fans of football and rugby, they would love that crap. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm extroverted. Yeah, sure. I'm not an introvert in any sort of way, but I'm not a team player. I'm a guy that goes out hill walking by himself, that goes running around the hills, or used to go running around the hills by himself. Even going cycling with my brother-in-law is a massive, like, oh god, I've got to go cycle with someone else. I've got to try and go at their pace, or go as fast as them, or as slow as them, and I'm not as fit as them, or they're fitter than me, and I'm not even a two-person team player. My most amount of team stuff that I do is I'll take my kid rock climbing. Oh, that was the other thing that we did. This week I took my 7-year-old rock climbing. That was great. I was just the belayer at the bottom, pulling the ropes and helping him up the hills. So that was good. Remembering all the knots that you have to do, and that kind of stuff. But I'm an individualistic sportsman, or what's the other term that I do? Like with Strava, I'm a delayed competition. There's a term for it. So there's a term I was looking for is individualistic turn-based competitive sports. So in other words, individualistic, doing it by myself. Turn-based, I don't have to do it at the same time as another person. It can be done at any time or just after the other person has done it. Yeah, individualistic turn-based competitive sports is my thing. So definitely not team-based, not football, not rugby, and not combative competitive sports. So not actually like boxing somebody in the face or wrestling somebody, because that'd be individualistic. It's just you against one other person. But it would be something like weightlifting, so it's trying to lift the heaviest weight. That's all by myself. I am the person that I'm competing against, or somebody else in my same kind of weight and strength category, competing at different times of going to the gym. Or rock climbing, or parkour was another one. Non-combative individual, or like, if it was boxing, it'd be we could punch the boxing bag the hardest rather than we can punch each other in the face the hardest. Non-combative, individualistic, turn-based sporting things are my thing. That's it. I can't remember, there's somewhere for that. So yeah, not going to be joining any mental health groups that want to go swimming in the water with other men. Not happening. Not yet. I might go swimming in cold water, but just by myself, just for fun. But I don't need to do it as a thing to try and clear my head. Hill walking, that's my thing. Whew. So this is my mental health. My mental health thing. Getting out, going up, walking around the hills, several memory card froze, several hours out in the hills on a 14-kilometer walk, which well, it used to be a jog. I used to jog this in about 2.5 hours, 3 hours. Now it's a walk for about 4, maybe 5 hours today, depending how many times I stop. But yeah, this is what I'm all for. Getting out, having time to just think about your. I've got my headphones, so I can listen to music if I need to, if the flies are annoying me. But the temperature's good, the wind's not too bad, flies aren't around, sun's out sometimes, and just having time to just have things going around in your head. Let them go around your head, and if they're bad, just kind of work them out. And that, I think that's what I'm doing just now. All this is working things out, and yeah, definitely think it's definitely a post-medication come down about 8 months later is what I think I'm having. But anyway, time to carry on up through this valley up here. I'll finish the video up here of all the last bit I've been doing there. I've been getting my tunes on, getting motivated, trying to go a bit faster, talking about how proud I am of myself to be able to go out. Well, maybe not so proud, proud's not the right word, but how good it is to be able to just get out and do something like this. All that was like, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling positive. None of that compares to what just gave me the biggest smile. That was the first, just now, just back there. There's a lovely little waterfall. You have to climb over a barbed wire fence to get to it. Well, from my point of view, there was a very lovely lady completely naked in it. Whew. Try not to look too much, but you're like, result. Oh, and it was a good looking lady, completely naked, having a little cold water shower. Waterfall shower. That's made about that. That was the whole reason of coming out today. Whew. I'm more pumped now. Okay, so this walk has definitely been good. It's definitely one of my longest just now. I'm up to about 12 kilometers so far. Last couple I've had my tunes on full blast, listening to the music loud. I reckon that's a bit of self-help right there. But these last few ones, I feel a little bit of motivation kicking in. We've got the October holidays coming along, and now all I'm thinking about is October holidays, get up to the Highlands, climb some mountains. So I think I've got to maybe a little bit of an endorphin level just now, where I'm getting motivated, getting positive just now. So that's good. Just got to try and keep this up. I'll mention it to my wife when I get home. Look, October holidays. If any of the kids have got COVID, I'm still going up to the Highlands. I need to do this for myself. I did that a couple of years back when I went up to the Highlands, and I did so much exercise I slightly developed rhabdomyolysis, which is where your kind of kidneys kick in. Because I did so much hill walking in the cold, ice water swimming, what else did I do? Cycling as well. So I did so much exercise over a short period of time in the cold, at altitude in the Highlands of Scotland, that I almost gave myself kidney failure. Not the best move. But yeah, so as I say, when I get motivated, I want to be really motivated, and I want to be not obsessive, but you either put in a lot of effort or you don't put in any effort at all. And yeah, so far this walk, again, not in any pain, apart from, the calves will still be paralysed, the glutes will be paralysed. Hasn't been anything super steep where I've struggled to go up. This whole walk with a rucksack on my back has not been sore at any point. So again, everything is positive. There's nothing for me to be down with, and any kind of splashes, that's not the right, but it does feel like every so often there's a wave, that's the right word, a wave of like, oh, down again. It has to just be some sort of chemical imbalance in the head there. So again, just has to be coming off medication from months and months ago is the only thing I can think of. Because again, everything's great, I just need to push myself to be positive, and fake it till you make it kind of stuff. If I keep on being positive, I will be positive. But every time there's just a little wave of like, oh, and down. And I've just got to see that, realise that, and just push it to the side, park it to the side. And yeah, good walk. Good walk, 14 kilometers. Some people just walk past me the other way there. Ask me, where's the 9-mile walk? And I'm like, I have no idea. What? Oh, 9 miles? That's about 14k. So that's what people are doing in the opposite direction of myself. But yeah, weather's been good. Flies haven't been annoying. Music, tunes on. I need to make sure I've got a good tune playlist. Actually smash out the tunes. And that gets me going. But yeah, walking. I think the other thing, because I haven't tried any jogging, every time I jog, I can't jog, and that gets me down. So just the fact that I've just, like, all I'm doing is walking, just going out for a walk. In fact, my whole point today was to go out slower than planned, like properly just to go out for a stroll, this pace. And anything above that pace was, oh, well done, you didn't need to do that. And that's the whole kind of reset that I think I need to do for my whole kind of fitness or ex-athlete level. Full reset back to strolling, and then walking, then fast walking with a little bit of jog every so often. That's what I need to do. But yeah, no. Today's been a good day, or so far. Let's see if it stays for any more than a day. I'm going to go swimming tomorrow morning as well. Yeah, totally motivated. Swimming tomorrow morning after this, as a recovery. Nice. Love being in spooky boots as well. So yeah, I'll give you another report a week from now, again, see how it goes.